taking Percy out on a walk. I have had a lot of ideas, videos that I've wanted to do, but then something happened. The world, especially America, just keeps falling deeper and deeper into this abyss like I would have never had expected. And I don't think it matters what side of the politics necessarily you're on anymore to see what's happening. It's brutal. We look like history repeating itself, only we don't look like the good guys anymore. I'm so sorry to our allies across the world. This is horrible for all of you and for Americans. And when injustice happens in one area, it happens everywhere. We can see that the injustice happening here in the United States is overflowing. We are being overwhelmed, bombarded, and consistently overwhelmed. This is like a shock and awe campaign to Americans as well as the whole world. We have militarized federal agents in our city streets, and they're murdering Americans. What are we doing? They're creating a base of fear so that we don't even want to protest. I feel concerned even making a video because I realize that the surveillance is becoming more and more in depth. Everything we say is clocked. Everything we do is watched. This is not conspiracy. This is now reality. And these things, they're not even doing them in the shadows anymore. They're doing them blatantly, outright, for the whole world to see. And they're doing it unapologetically. I'm scared, and I know the rest of the world is scared. As a woman, as a human, as a citizen, I do not feel safe in my own country right now. Citizens are buzzing with talk about civil war. You can see it all over TikTok, all over Twitter, Facebook, social media. Civil war? Do the people who hear this even understand what that would really look like in this day and age? We should never want to pick up arms against our fellow Americans. What's happening needs to stop. Empathy. Empathy is seriously lacking right now. I go to the grocery store, and I don't know about you, but I go to the grocery store and I don't feel like people smile anymore. People don't make eye contact. We don't look at one another and say, hello, how are you? It's cold and non-expressive. Communities are lacking everywhere. I've lived in several states, and yes, I've been on the road. I've been houseless. I've lived in my car for the past 2 years. But I also lived in my RV for about 7 to 8 years before that. And finding community was still very difficult. It seems that we're in this downward spiral, and if many of us don't pick up the charge to say, here's my hand outreached and expressed, and kindness and empathy toward our neighbors, toward our fellow human beings, things are only going to spiral to get worse. And right now is the time to start. Right now is the time to make changes, because we can see that our government isn't making any changes. These people, legal, documented immigrants, and let's make something very clear. This is no longer about immigration. This is about fear tactics, control, and manipulation. It is about suppressing the will of the people and making this kind of violence so normalized that we can just walk away or do our own thing. This is not a film, this isn't a movie, and this isn't a script. This is real life, and real people are suffering. Real lives and families are in the balance. Children being removed from preschool without parents being present, or parents and children being removed and separated. Teenagers being dragged out of their places of work, arrested in Target, in public places, and nobody can do anything, because now if anybody says anything or expresses dissatisfaction with how it's done, they can be shot. They could just, American citizens, they could just be killed in the street, and there is no repercussion. No one is being held accountable. What are we supposed to do? But this is their plan. Ultimate control and ultimate obedience. Again, this isn't about conspiracy theory. We're watching it happen in our own cities. It is a war against the people. And this is what the administration promised. They promised that they would crush dissenters. It is in Project 2025. What do you think? How do you feel about what's happening right now? And again, this threat is coming from within our own nation, but also it's being heard around the world. Greenland has forces, militarized forces going to Greenland. Europe has this happening right now to help protect their own country against the United States. How is that possible? How is that possible that this is happening? We have worked so hard as a world to come to some semblance of peace. And it seems like we're farther away from it now than we've been since the 1930s, 1940s. And that's terrifying. So it's not all just happening on the national scale, it's happening on a global scale. And I would like to know how our human global community is feeling and what they're thinking and what are their opinions as they look in to the United States. Rent is skyrocketing. AI is becoming a phenomenon that they're saying is going to take over world jobs, and that they're going to be possibly integrating some universal basic income. They took food stamps away from our country's most vulnerable individuals. They keep cutting Medicaid from the United States' most vulnerable, with the most vulnerable health conditions and the poverty lines. And we really expect them to give us a universal basic income? Why do they always go after the people with the least amount of money? This, I don't understand. And we're back to the lack of empathy. How do we change what's happening? And what if the actual point is that we can't? That I can't possibly abide by. There must be some ways. But I also see that it's happening so hard and so fast. And I don't think it's stopping. I think we're in real trouble, people. And I've known for a long time that the justice system in the United States has been more than broken. I experienced it firsthand with the murder of my 18-year-old son. They're squeezing us, not allowing us to even live in cars anymore. Van life, car life, RV life, living on in a trailer or some type of tiny house on specific types of land. They're regulating that. They're hurting us and hurting us. And to what end? Right now, I am still in the motel. And again, I want to thank everyone. The funding cuts here in the state of Washington, throughout our country, has affected so many. I heard Bernie Sanders say that 800,000 people are homeless right now. That's not viable. We have McMansions. We have houses that are empty for vacationers. There's no regulating. There's no regulations on landlords to do the right thing. No laws being put into place so that people can get HUD. I met an elderly woman who has her car ready with a bed in the back in case she loses her housing. And I've read numerous articles of people who have lost their Section 8 and other types of housing and have been forced to move and have been forced to live in vehicles. I hope you're doing well wherever you are right now. I want your opinions. I want to hear what you have to say about this situation and what you think about what's going on in the United States and the world. I want to thank everyone again so much. Your donations into my GoFundMe have helped me stay housed in this motel while I'm undergoing medical treatment during these cold winter months. I am very grateful. Thank you so much. If you feel that you can contribute, there's a GoFundMe link down below in the description. And as always, I also write romance novels, and they are romantic suspense. They are also down in the bottom and in the description with links. And also I've put affiliate links, anything that you click on, even if you don't buy one of those products. If you just click on a link, go into Amazon and just do your normal shopping, you'll help me earn a tiny percentage. And that will help me to be able to get out of this situation. Being within the motel right now, having Wi-Fi, I am looking at ways to create finances to generate income. I am looking at creating a lot of different types of content. I'm not 100% sure exactly which direction, but I know very much lifestyle. I want to discuss politics. I want to discuss the world, current events. I want to discuss my carnivore diet, being healthy, and fitness, stress, calming the nervous system, taking care of ourselves, especially in these kinds of times. I want to discuss a little bit more of the medical treatment and such, and be motivational, be more motivational, be inspirational. Please keep me in your thoughts, and I'll keep you in mine. Until later. Bye for now.